Good morning. Myself, Professor Vikas Samdan, Assistant Professor from KK College of Horticulture, Nasik. Today, we are going to discuss a topic that is breeding in papaya. In this discussion, we will discuss the objectives of breeding in papaya, floral biology of papaya, and achievements in papaya breeding through selection and hybridization. There are various objectives of breeding in papaya. First and foremost is to develop dwarf and early bearing varieties, to evolve varieties with high yield and good quality fruits, to develop varieties with low cavity index and more pulp thickness, to breed varieties having good keeping quality and suitable for export, breeding for high latex yield with high proteolytic enzyme activity, and to develop varieties resistant to biotic and abiotic stresses. So, dwarf, early bearing, high yielding, good quality, more pulp thickness, good keeping quality, suitable for export, and resistant towards biotic and abiotic stresses. These are the desirable characteristics or objectives in papaya breeding. Regarding floral biology of pomegranate, papaya is a dioecious plant, that is, male and female flower appear on separate trees, but gynodioecious cultivars are also available. Flowers are cymose, fragrant, borne in leaf axils. The fruit is a fleshy berry. The fruits from pistillate flowers are ovoid, oblong to nearly spherical in shape. The fruits from hermaphrodite flowers are pyriform, cylindrical, or brood. Dioecious papaya produces male and female trees separately on different plants in the ratio of 1:1, while gynodioecious cultivar produces both female and andromonoecious trees in the ratio of 1:2. Female and male flowers develop within 32 and 42 days respectively after bud initiation. The period from bud initiation to anthesis is shorter in male than female flower bud. Stamen, that is anthera and filament, development occurred prior to ovary development in the hermaphrodite flower, and stamen differentiation was observed 56 to 59 days before anthesis. Antherdation starts 18 to 36 hours before the flower opening and continuing depending upon the weather conditions. The stigma becomes receptive a day before the flower opening and remaining receptive for 6 days. The peak anthesis was observed between 5 to 6 am. The receptivity of stigma was found maximum on the day of anthesis in most of the species. To ensure good fruit set in dioecious cultivars of papaya, that is CO1, CO2, CO4, CO5, CO6, Pusa giant, Pusa dwarf, Pusa nanna, the female and male ratio should be 20:1. However, maximum number of andromonoecious trees are attained in gynodioecious varieties, that is CO3, CO7, Coorg honeydew, sunrise solo, sunset solo, etc. Further, insects are the major pollinating agents in papaya. In papaya, there are two major sex forms. First one is dioecious. Male and female trees segregate the ratio of 1:0. Submitting is done for maintaining the purity of dioecious variety. Gynodioecious varieties. Female and andromonoecious, that is female plus bisexual flowers in a single tree. These female and andromonoecious trees segregated in the ratio 1:2. Selfing of bisexual flower is done for obtaining pure seeds. In dioecious lines, for breeding, inbreeding and selection is the method which is followed. Suitable male plants are selected from the same progeny, which have resemblance to female plants in vegetative characters such as stem and leaf color, stem thickness, and height at the flowering. Progeny is raised from S1 inbreds are screened and desired male and female plants are selected for further submitting. Crossing between the female plant and the male plant of the same cultivars is called as submitting. The process is continued for 7 to 8 generations to achieve uniformity for a group of characters. In this method, the progeny will have male and female in equal proportions. Many dioecious cultivars have been bred by this method. Many important cultivars of papaya are developed through selection. The examples are CO1, CO2, CO5, CO6, CO8, Coorg honeydew, and Pusa majesty. Regarding CO1, this plant is dwarf, fruit is round, selected from cultivar Ranchi. CO2, it's pure line selection from local type, suitable for pepin production in terms of high enzyme activity, dual purpose variety for desert fruit as well as pepin. Regarding CO5, it is the selection of Washington. It is also good for pepin production in terms of high latex yield. CO6, it is a selection from Giant. Fruits are bigger, weighing 2.5 to 3 kg. Suitable for pepin and desert purpose. CO8, it is a red flush dioecious variety bred through selective submitting in the population of CO2. Suitable for desert purpose processing and pepin extraction. Next is Coorg honeydew, which is a selection from honeydew at Coorg, and it is gynodioecious variety. Next is Pusa majesty. It is a selection from cultivar Ranchi. It is gynodioecious variety suitable for high pepin extraction. Regarding important cultivars of papaya developed through hybridization. First one is CO3. It is hybrid between CO2 and sunrise solo. Plant is vigorous. Fruit is medium in size with good keeping quality. Second one is CO4. It is a hybrid between CO1 into Washington. Fruit is large. Keeping quality is good and flesh color is yellow. CO7. It is gynodioecious hybrid between CP75 into Coorg honeydew. It has red flesh. Fruit cavity is round. Surya. It is cross between sunrise solo and pink flesh sweet. IIHR 54. It is cross between Y. Manalo and Pink Flesh Sweet. HPSC 3. It is hybrid between Tripura local into honeydew. This cultivar is resistant to papaya mosaic. Pusa Nanna is dwarf mutant line by treating papaya seeds with gamma rays. Initially, 3 dwarf plants were isolated from M2 population. Repeated submitting among the dwarf plants help in establishing a homozygous dwarf line, that is Pusa Nanna. So this is all regarding objectives of breeding in papaya. Second one is floral biology of papaya and achievements through selection and hybridization in papaya. Thank you.